Part of what I do these days is travel the world, looking at places that are exploring longevity, health span, how to treat chronic disease, reduce anxiety, the connection between stress and microbiome and brain health and the gut brain axis and the skin brain gut axis and so on. So, right now I'm at a place in India, in Kerala. It's called the Akami Ayurveda Hospital and Research Center in a place called Angamali in Kerala, South India. And I've been going through some amazing Ayurvedic rejuvenation treatments and enjoying them as part of my exploration. So I thought today I should share with you what the skin brain gut axis is, where the gut microbiome, skin, and brain interact and influence each other's health and function. So here are the main things to understand. The gut, skin, and brain are all interconnected through various pathways, including the nervous system, immune system, and the microbiome. Imbalance or dysregulation in the gut microbiome can lead to skin inflammation and disorders like psoriasis, atopic dermatitis, acne, as well as neurological and psychiatric conditions like depression and anxiety. Psychological stress and poor mental health can also disrupt the gut microbiome and trigger skin inflammation and diseases. So, modulating the gut brain microbiome through diet, probiotics, and other interventions may have beneficial effects on both skin and brain health. So, there are many ways to improve the gut brain axis, including modulating the gut microbiome through diet and probiotics and prebiotics, consuming fiber-rich plant-based foods, fermented foods like kombucha and kimchi can increase microbial diversity and benefit the skin and brain. Also, stress management and improving mental health is very important because psychological stress can disrupt the gut microbiome and trigger skin inflammation. Managing stress through meditation, mindfulness awareness, pranayam, yoga is also important. When you optimize vitamin D levels, this has immunomodulatory effects, and this can help regulate the inflammatory processes involved in gut, brain, skin axis. And then there are other things like something called lipopolysaccharide, which is a gut in when the gut barrier is damaged, this thing called lipopolysaccharide, also LPS, can cause inflammation. So it's important to take care of the gut and strengthen the gut brain barrier. And there are many things that can do that. And then there are inflammatory pathways that have to be targeted, and excessive stress hormone through the hypothalamus pituitary axis can also cause inflammation. But now I want to share with you how Ayurveda specifically, because Ayurveda is a complete detox therapy that includes many things, medicated oils, nasya, treatments through the nose, uh, medicated oil massage therapies, and detox with herbal enemas that change the microbiome. But because I've been enjoying my massages enormously, and actually suddenly finding that I had a few rashes here and there, and some nasal congestion, and some little bit of jet lag, and within one or two treatments, everything disappeared. So let me share with you how Abhyanga or Ayurvedic massage influences the gut brain axis. So Abhyanga is the Ayurvedic practice of full body oil massage. I just came out of one of those treatments. It is deeply detoxifying and very supportive of skin health. The use of specific medicated oils like neem oil and brahmi oil can have cooling, soothing, and anti inflammatory effects on the skin. So, Abhyanga and other Ayurvedic massage techniques like Shirodhara, which is pouring medicated liquids on the forehead, can help pacify what is called the Vata dosha. Vata dosha is the dosha, or it's one of the body types where there's increased hyperactivity of everything, from the gut to the mind to everything. People are skinny, they get rashes, but basically think of hyper metabolic types. So Abhyanga and other Ayurvedic massage techniques that I just mentioned, Shirodhara, can impair Vata dosha or increase, which is hyperactivity, metabolic activity. And so that impaired Vata dosha, hypermetabolic uh, activity, but at the peripheral tissues, can hamper the transport of nutrients, which is called rasa dhatu, from the gut to the skin and other organs, leading to imbalances. So, massage therapies that balance this particular vata, hyperactivity, hypermetabolic activity, can help improve transport and nourishment. Ayurvedic massage and other therapies like nasya, which I just had, nasal installation of medicated oils, also helps reduce inflammation in the gut, skin, and nervous system by modulating the underlying metabolic factors, which are three: hypermetabolic, um, hypometabolic, and then what we call the retentive dosha. So body types include people who tend to retain everything: food, emotions, fat, and fluid, and everything. So that's the retentive body type. Then there's the inflammatory body type, and then there is the what we might call the body type that leads to degenerative disorders. So some people are more prone to degenerative disorders, some people more to inflammatory disorders, some people more to retentive disorders. The massage therapies actually balance these three doshas, but they also improve nutrient transport, reduce inflammation, and facilitate the health of the gut, skin, microbiome, and brain axis. Gut, skin, brain all emerge from something called the neuroectoderm. So, just as there is a gut brain axis, there's a gut brain skin axis. And this gut brain skin axis is, along with the microbiome, is a communication pathway that involves many things: neural impulses, neuropeptides, inflammatory products, antibodies, and much, much more. So, the gut skin brain axis, which form a complex bidirectional axis, and when that is disturbed, one system, say the skin is disturbed, inflamed, it affects the brain. The brain is inflamed, it affects the skin, and all of that is also influenced by your gut microbiome. In short, the treatments I'm having, and I can share more of them, they include everything from sleep management. The treatments I'm exploring, let's say, because I'm in good health, include everything, including reframing the body as a field of awareness, ideal sleep, vagal stimulation, nutritional, emotional regulation, biological rhythms, but most important, restoring communication between your skin, your brain, and your gut. And the gut brain skin axis is crucial to health, and the therapies that I just mentioned, including Abhyanga, oil massages, medicated oils, even Nasya, all help in restoring the integrative, holistic experience of well being by modulating the gut brain skin axis. And that includes the health of the microbiome through diets that have maximum diversity in plant based foods and the seven colors of the rainbow. So, if you want, I can share much more on this, but I'm very excited at the prospects of combining what we know about longevity in Western physiology and the newer understanding of what are called signal molecules, combining that with adaptogens, modulating the gut microbiome, and improving the communication between the gut, the brain, and the skin. And all of this happens in a field of awareness, which we call the body, but the body is modulated consciousness. So, if you like this kind of information, I have a lot to share because I am totally fascinated by longevity and health span. If we can live long, healthy, and experience a life of joy, then we have a lot to contribute to the world and to improve the immense suffering that's happening in the world. Thank you for listening.